Hello everyone, you're here at Claro Beauty with Claudia Lara, your host. I hope everybody is having a good day or a good night or a good midnight. So thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're going to be featuring Charlotte Tilbury, specifically Walk of Shame, which later became Walk of No Shame, which I also want to do one in Pillow Talk because that was her bestseller ever. But I always like Walk of Shame a lot better. It's reddish, and I will show you a little bit of some of the items that come with that line. And I say it started as a Walk of Shame, and then something happened and they call it Walk of No Shame, which I much prefer if you know that I care about words and the words that are on the items or the names. But I love this line, and I wanted to do it because right now Charlotte Tilbury is having their, I guess, Black Friday or Black Sale event, and it's 30% off. And so I really wanted to give you some of the items that they carry. And probably tomorrow I'll do the Pillow Talk if I can. But so what is featuring is, first of all, is this beautiful quad, and this is the colors, which I think are perfect for fall and holidays now that it's entering. Of course, this is not new. This came probably a year or two ago, but hey, they're still, with the line, and I still love the product, and it is fall and winter at this moment, so why not? At least here in Miami, it's not really fall, but hey, I follow my family in Mexico, my family down west of US, they're deep into the fall. And so I'm gonna be featuring that quad. I'm gonna be talking about this. It comes with this case, which was limited edition, but this one is one of their bestseller, which is bronzer and highlight. I'm gonna be showing you a little bit of the powder, the Charlotte Tilbury powder, which is one of favorites for many people. Not necessarily for me because I'm not big in powders, but I still will show to you the colors, the lightest and then the medium, 1 and 2. And then we're gonna have, of course, the lip liner in Walk of Shame and the lipstick on Walk of Shame. And of course, I'll swatch it compared to specifically the Pillow Talk medium, which I think, and probably I can swatch some others that are very similar to Walk of Shame. And then I'm gonna be using a blush. The blush is not called Walk of Shame, but I have two here, and we'll see how the look is going. Now, if you have seen some of my other videos, I was always testing a new foundation every day. I'm not doing so anymore. I am going to now do the video explaining all my results of all the probably 20 foundations that I tried, so you can look for that video coming up. And I also was doing a fragrance in every video, but I'm not sure if you guys like that. Maybe I can do shorter videos separate from this, and I'll put fragrance, so that way I can still have my fun with the fragrances, but you don't have to hear all about it at the beginning of each video. Maybe if you just want to see the feature items. So please let me know. Let me know your thoughts, if you have enjoyed the previous videos where I showcase those or not, etc. All right. So without further ado, let's continue. What do I have in my face? I am wearing a little bit kind of just in the center of the Westman Atelier one, just to cover my redness, which is around the hair, etc. But mainly I don't have foundation. Why? Because that's pretty much how I do my makeup anyways, unless I'm really going to a certain event. I have some eyebrow pencil, which I use the Chanel, you will know below. And then of course I use this corrector under my eyes. I really like this. Is also Charlotte Tilbury. It's one of my favorites because it has a little bit of peach and it covers a little bit of my red, of my purple. So I really recommend this guy. I do use it quite often. I also have this Walk of No Shame eye pads. I really like these ones, but I don't know how I can showcase this and the quad. We'll see, we'll see. But these ones are fabulous as well. So let's start with basics. Oh, and by the way, I have a little bit on my lips. I have Pillow Talk, just because I didn't want to greet you all bare of nothing. Although this color really doesn't compliment me. Really, it is the color of my lips. It's not the color of my lips, but better. No, it's just the color of my lips, pretty much. But I hear for a lot of people, this was color of the lips, but better. You be the judge, or perhaps it has to do with your lip colors, how it would look on you, right? Of course. All right. So the first thing here, and this one is well loved because I used to use it all the time. I use it with the brush from her, just put there, that came with this. And I really like this brush for this product because it has a pointy, so you can really direct. And then it really blurs or puts the product all over. But look, it really, as I apply it, it really applies as if it was a powder with color. So it's very blurring. It really takes over as if it was really the color of my skin. I don't see it like on top of it. And there's some bronzings that, I apologize for my dogs barking outside. They're outside, and every time a person passes by, they go crazy. These are fun. They're enjoying themselves. So anyhow, let me put it on the other way. Maybe they caught me in the middle of me saying something, perhaps, but it must have been not that important because I don't remember what that was. All right. So I do a little circular motions just because this one is pointy. So I want to get to the areas where it's a little more real estate on my skin. You see, when I do this, I have more of the brush in my skin than if I was like this or like this, how I applied it at the beginning. All right. Now, as you know, if you've been with me for a little bit, I always bring whatever bronzer up here. There you go. Now, I don't know if that's too disturbing. I can kind of wait until they lower it down and then cut it out. Or we can focus. You know, maybe it's a practice of our attention. Or maybe it's a good distraction, right? A little animals. I'm adding a little bit of the highlight. Maybe it can be a good practice for me to stay on task, even though, you see, definitely. What I love about this highlight is not like a blink blink like you will find in like Pat McGrath or in others. Is blurring. And this blurring is a little bit on the yellowish, like my skin tone. So it really kind of brightens up this area, but not disturbing the whole warmth look. Not bringing it more pearl or whiter or gold, even though it has a little tiny bit of gold, but it's more in that very yellowish skin color and just a sparkle. I don't know if you're able to see that. I think a little bit through the camera, which makes it very natural and very beautiful, very understated, which is one of the reasons I love this brand. And it's a very red carpet sort of line. I always talk about it because so simple to apply, so user-friendly, but everything kind of is coherent, and it just brings up an elegance to a whole look. And I think Charlotte Tilbury used to work for Tom Ford for many years, and then she became independent and created her line. I think more or less that's the story. So obviously she brings all of that experience and probably all this bottled up creativity of her own that finally came out in Charlotte Tilbury's line. She's a red hair, and so I'm not surprised that she brings this kind of red tones into most of her line. She's been criticized a little bit for that kind of always bringing this rose gold and reddish sort of look throughout. But I like it, I admire it, I get it. And that is the look. Of course, she then brought other colors, and I have quads with other colors, but you can see the quality of Charlotte Tilbury by that kind of reddish. I mean, look at this. This is the iPod, and then, you know, this is the quad. You see the reddish and everything throughout. This is, for example, Pillow Talk. You see, it's much lighter, but you still get that rose gold kind of, you know, throughout. Anywho, so we only been in the bronzer. I was kind of thinking if we should, if I should use a little bit of her blurring powder just so you see. And let's do that. I'm gonna put a little bit of the light color in this side, and I'm gonna put a little bit of the medium on this side. And then we can compare, you know, we can compare the colors. I think I'm light. I think at some point I bought the light color and then I gave it away. And then I have the medium. But I do have this card, I'll show it to you in a second, where I have both colors. So this is the light. Okay. I'll put it all. And see if it really brings this blurring. I don't know if you can tell a difference. So this is light. And this is nothing. And I'm sorry about my skin today. It's been acting out. But see, to me, I don't do good with powders. I don't think it did that much. If anything, it would just dry my skin, if that's my perspective. And of course, I'm not wearing any foundation, which, you know, usually you put the powder to set things up. I only wearing a tiny bit of the Westman Atelier. So it's not a fair assumption, but I still wanted you to see it. So now I'm gonna put a little bit of the medium on the other side. So that's light, one, and this is nothing. Now let's see. I definitely see a little bit of the tone, you see, darker. Oh yeah, darker, lighter, Yeah, the two I feel is too dark for me. And that's why I never bring it out. I guess it's good if I really want to cover, because it did cover the red. So I have this little tiny bit in medium. But I also had this card, which came with samples of 1, 2, 3. But you see the big difference. I mean, this is a light. This is what I would get for me. And like I said, I think I got it and then I gave it away. And this is a medium, which is very useful to cover up a little bit. But then I don't recognize my skin color because I think it's darker. You can see it's a little darker. So again, I guess this I will give to somebody for sure. But for right now, let's just put a little bit on the other side, just to make it a little bit equal. Okay, not much, but all right. Now the next thing we want to do is a little bit of blush. So I'm going to use my Wayne Goss Universal. I love this brush. And the question is, do we want to put the Pillow? I have here Sex on Fire and Pillow Talk. Now, Pillow Talk I think is a little bit stronger. Most of Charlotte Tilbury blushes come like this, an outer circle, an inner circle. And the way she used to explain it is the outer circle is what you put all over. And then the inner circle, you just kind of plug it in here. So I guess what she's trying to do here is more color and just lighten up or bluff it up for the pillow talk, so it looks a little more natural. And then this Sex on Fire, it is more lighter look and then just a pop of color, which I'm gonna do this just because the eyeshadows will be stronger color with the red. So I'm just swirling it, and it does get a little bit of the center, but that's okay. And we'll fix it at the end if we need more or less, because this is very, very light, but I like that. You see, just bringing me a little bit of color, which now I'm putting the center now, and just here in the apples. But it's not fair because we still have to do the eyes. All right. But look how nice, right? Actually, let's do this backward than most of YouTubers. Why? Because that's how I feel today. Oh, yeah. All right. Probably you won't think it's funny, this silly me, but we created this YouTube so we have fun, right? So if I become silly, I become silly. What can I tell you? Laugh with me. Just laugh with me. All right. So this is the lip liner Walk of Shame. I'm gonna you can already see the red. Not red, but you know what I mean, reddish. Which is very lovely. I don't know, there was a time, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, where we kind of were into this throwback and we wanted like the 80s sort of reddish. I don't know what happened. I guess it never grabbed on, but there was a time there that we started being this throwback, looking for those kind of colors, and this ones came out, kind of grabbing to it for a little bit, and then I guess he didn't. So I used to put tape with names on the lipsticks because most of her lipsticks look like this. And so when I put them in my vanity, you know, you have that, but look, it's so small print, right? I mean, for me, it was like, which one is which? So I was putting the names like that. Of course, it takes all the luxurious part out of it. I guess brings it back old lady, sort of. See, like, but I don't anymore because now I memorize more or less where I place them, the names, and I try to put them back in the same spot. But, you know, it's an idea if you have several of her lipsticks. So this is Walk of Shame, and oh yeah. Look how beautiful. I'm wondering, let's compare this. I'll do a swatch here. Little reddish orange, but let's compare it, for example, with Dragon from Lisa Eldridge. Since it goes to that kind of, oh no, doesn't compare. Dragon is not orange. Yeah. And I can't really think of another color. Maybe Spirit Away from Lisa Eldridge, that it has a little bit red, although it's her lucent lineage, so it will be a lot more transparent. But you see, it is the same sort of tone, but obviously it will look completely different because this one is much lighter, daylight, you know, so not a fair comparison. I don't think there's another one that will compare to this on Lisa Eldridge. Now, let me compare, that's Walk of Shame, and now from also Charlotte Tilbury. This is Pillow Talk Medium. So I'm gonna put it down here. So this is Pillow Talk Medium and this is Walk of Shame. So also doesn't compare. This one is more browner. This one is brighter and redder. There is another one from Charlotte Tilbury which was similar, Bond Girl. So let me swatch this Bond Girl. You see that one is very, very similar. I would say Bond Girl has even more red and warmer. You see this one? Redder and warmer. This one is a little more open. And then of course this one is more browner, the Pillow Talk Medium. So to me, the Walk of Shame will be my preferable, and especially with the eye look we're gonna do. So let's see what we're gonna start with. And Charlotte Tilbury is very, very easy, straightforward sort of eyeshadows. She really made it very easy to know what you're doing, or you know, I was trying to look for the brushes, but usually in her quads she has one light color that she says to put all over, or at least here in inner corner, and then she has a choice which you can use the lid and then the crease, or the crease and then the leads and the lid. She usually wants you to go in order, so this will be all over, this will be the lead, the eyelid, this will be the crease, and then this is the pop of color. Most of her quads are to be used that way. She does have certain quads that have only the pop of colors, but usually this is the way it works. With this particular quad, since these two are very similar in you know, the texture, but different colors, is pretty much your decision what you want to put in the lead and what you want to put in the crease. Obviously this is lighter, so probably that's what you want to use, the lead, and then the other one the crease. But really you could go in a very smoky sort of thing with that one. So that would be obviously your choice. I also want to swatch for you this iPods because I want you to see what choice you have. So it comes with this consistency. It comes with this little top that you kind of press it so it continues to be in that look. It does have a lot more sparkle. So look at that. I love those. I love their performance. But let's put it here. You see how beautiful that is? Ooh. Like right now, I just want to put that and call it a go. That's how beautiful it is. Now, I have a question. If, although that looks a little transparent, then you see those gold sparkles. So let's see if this one, since it's closer in color, if I put the pop of color on top. So first, that's the pop of color. Let me swatch it here. Yeah, so that one is the pop of color, and it's supposed to be like that, right? Because you pretty much sort of put it with your finger. But what happens if I put this on top of that? Let's see if it comes like the other. Like if I start just plotting you see half? So it becomes very similar to this, really. You see that? But this one is creamier and a lot easier to apply. Like if you just wanted to put one and done, that would be ideal. So actually I'll do it in one in one eye, and then I'll take it off and finish the eye when I'm not in the camera. But I want you to see how beautiful, beautiful, really. Look at that. Wow. And, you know, with that, you could just, let me find that. You could just put a little bit of the light color in the inner, right? Up here. Maybe just blur it a little bit here. I didn't put any color in the brush. I'm just kind of putting what I applied. Look at that. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And how easy, right? So I'm gonna do the other eye with this, and then we'll compare before I put the liner and the mascara. And then if not, I'll take it off and just finish off of the video. So let's start then. I'm gonna apply the order which is as. So I'm gonna put this orange one all over the lid. Okay. Orange all over the lid. Oh, the pigmentation, the shine, the elegance. I mean, that's why I collect most of Charlotte Tilbury, because I just don't know any other brand that it gives me this color payoff with this type of coloring, because obviously I have a lot of Dior, which are more in the neutral, a little more, it's a very different look. Yes, there are some Chanel that did came up with something like this, and I do own them. But nothing with the rose gold with it. Like they will come up with reds or burgundies, but this one's, I mean, I wouldn't even say orangey, peachy, is rose gold. So this is with the iPod, and then this is with the iQuad. Which one do you like better? I think this one has a little bit of pink coming through, right? I mean, it definitely, I don't know, I mean, copper, orangey obviously brings the color on my eyes, but in this case, this one has a little bit of pink, and I think, look at that. Yeah, I couldn't say which one I like better. I think this one is more subdue, maybe day, and you saw how easy. I mean, you apply that and you're done. But let's continue with this look. So now I'm going to apply the darker. And remember, you can do the other look where you put that on the lid, but let's just follow what she usually likes in her instructions, which is this one as the outer corner. Oh yeah. You see, it starts really ramping up the look. I wouldn't even say ramping it up like I would do with Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona. It's just this elegance. I mean, absolutely, just with that, I feel like really dressing up. You know, like I don't feel that with this. This one is nice and cute and beautiful, and you know, I can go anywhere with it and feel that I look okay. But this one's, woo! And you know, they say because of my hooded eyes, I don't have a lot of real estate in my eyes, and why even bother? But look, if I blink, you know, you can tell that it's coming out like that, right? So I don't get this thing about why even eyeshadows, you barely see. No, I see them. So I'm putting a little bit of the blink of the lightest color in the inner and up here. And I think that will be the whole, I'm just gonna blur, blur, blur. Although with this sort of colors, you know. Then I'm going to put the pop of color. Let's see what it does. Right in the center. Whoa, you see it? Beautiful. Absolutely. Whoa, 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 whoa. This makes me happy. One of the reasons why I collect makeup. So what I want to do is, let's clean this up a little bit. Yeah, perfection. Now we're gonna finish it up with the eyeliner. So for eyeliners, I have Pillow Talk, or I have, I was wondering if there's a Walk of Shame. I don't remember. I have the Pillow Talk, which I've showcased in most of her Charlotte Tilbury ones. I also have this dual eyeliner. This one's came mostly because she went through a phase, and I do have the quad, which was all copper. And it was, I think it was called something copper, and it was very orangey, not reddish, this is reddish. It was more copper, orangey, of course with the rose gold, that is signature. And so she came with this ones. And actually, let me see if I can show you the copper so I don't just say it and you, oh, copper charge. She had like a quad depending on your eye color. And she had another one which was gorgeous, which was for green eyes. More in the burgundy, kind of rose, subdued, cool rose thing. I didn't get that because those colors usually don't look good on me, but I did get this color. And so now they are different for sure. I mean, obviously all the colors here are lighter, just is that copper orange, but see, they're not even close. This one is more browner. I mean, let me swatch it for you. So you remember this is the orange one, right? Yeah, doesn't compare. And this one seems very matte, probably because all the other three have shimmer. So then it will look completely different look, definitely. All right, so I brought this out because I do want to use the brown side of it. Because the Pillow Talk eyeliner is very, very light. And then of course I have the dark brown, which I really like, and it's what I have used. Let me just try this, which is a little more medium, and see how this one looks. Yeah. So you can use the other one, which is very dark brown. It's not black, but usually if you use a darker color in here, it really makes the whole look come together and striking. But I like this medium brown. You see that? It kind of goes with the look. Yep, really like it. So I'm gonna clean the other eye, finish it off, and be right back. So here I am back with a full look. Probably I can add a little bit of highlight, but what do you think? And I have to say, all this time that I took what I had done in this eye and I did the whole thing and the mascara, it's been so quiet. You haven't heard a pin drop, which means no dog barking, no cats running around, nothing. Of course, none of that is on camera. Only when I'm talking or introducing, they have to go wild and crazy. Actually, I'm surprised. I was just waiting to see if they would start barking as I came back and talked to you all. So what do you think of the look? I have to say, now that I have the full look, you know, I'm really liking the blurring powder. Maybe that is what all the fuss is about, because remember, I barely use foundation and I really see my wrinkles a little covering up, you know, especially in the forehead. Now I probably won't like it all the way here because now I put the highlight and everything, but just in the center, like I don't see, you know, when you see the powder on top, or it just makes you like Cruella, like older. Not at all, not at all. I wonder, I will do it in another video, how is it compared to the Chantecaille blurring powder, which was a big success by many, and I did get it. But again, I don't use powder that often. But now I'm curious because this is beautiful. Absolutely. Now, I remembered not liking it because I thought it was much darker. It made me much darker. But I must say, now that time went by and that I have the full makeup on, I don't see, you know, the darkest, you know, it works. And I like it. So if you wanted to add something to it, I don't have all her glosses here because she has like some that are pumping qualities, some that are a little more glossy in the sense of sparkly, and then some that are just like regular glosses like they used to be, because nowadays everybody has like all this sparkle to them. But, you know, I don't know if you wanted to see it. I have here two, which are Rosy Glow, which came with all their line about the Glowgasm, which I made a video on it if you want to watch it. And then I have here her Pillow Talk. Now these two are from that pumping sort of thing, which is very nice. Then she has her regular. This is also Charlotte Tilbury. You see, they look very different. And this is what I was talking about, that is more normal. Now this is her Pillow Talk on that normal, and this is Pillow Talk. They're both, but this is more in the pumping, and you see it doesn't look like the same color. And of course this will give the Glowgasm look, and this is Rosy. So let me just put, I guess, since we're not doing a Pillow Talk, this is Walk of No Shame. Let me just put a little bit of this Pillow Talk just in the center, just to give it a little bit of gloss. These are very matte-like, and I guess that's the look. And I love the coherence that her line and having all her products, how they go so well together. So I'm just putting it in the center. It did light up a lot my lips. That would be probably the payoff, or probably the Rosy Glow will not be as pale. Let's put it on. Yeah, just a little tiny bit, just to finish off. So, oh, this one smells nice, like mint. And what I like about that is if you're in an event and you're not hydrated, or this really gives you a little bit saliva, a little bit of glamour, a little bit of feeling that, But yes, it changed the look, right? Because the other one was matte, very elegant. And this one already made it a little more fun. But I love the look. I hope you like it too. Remember, Charlotte Tilbury right now has 30% off. I never seen such a big sale. But I guess everybody's throwing their stuff out the window because I see sales all over. Maybe the styles will change dramatically, but I've been buying things that were hot 3 years ago, and they're still going, and you know, what can I say? I am getting them at this bigger discount. So, but this look I love, and that's all for today. So, oh, Yeah, of course. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Please ring the bell on the right-hand corner of your screen. And please comment below, like the video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.